So I'm back doing this. I can honestly say it feels so fucking good to have a mic in front of my face and be talking again. Anyways, I bought this Far Cry bundle, I guess a few days ago. I can't really remember when. I could look it up, but what's the point? Because it's not really the point of the video, so I'm not going to look. But let's just say 3 or 4 days ago I bought a Far Cry bundle. It was 1 and 3, and I don't know if they put those bundles together, so if you never purchased it, you can actually purchase both of them, because I own 2, 4, Blood Dragon, and whenever 5 comes out. So I'll pretty much own all of them. And I thought to myself, there's a 1 bundle. I don't own 1. I never actually played 1 before. I will do that later on if I ever beat 3. And I already beat 3 about, I think it was 2014, because I got my PlayStation 3 around 2013. And so when I decided to get my PlayStation 3, I had Plus. I bought Plus before it was forced to be an online only thing, to where you had to pay for it to go online. If you don't pay for Plus, you can't go online for PlayStation. It's funny because, like I said, back in the day, I didn't have anything forcing me to buy it. I just felt like, I want to try it out. Let me try it out. So I bought Plus because I had the free will, and I felt like because I can choose to, I want to buy it. And now that PlayStation Plus is forced to go down your throat in order to play GTA Online or anything else, it kind of makes me never want to touch it again. But anyways, what does this have to do with PlayStation Plus? I'll tell you what it has to do with PlayStation Plus. There was a game that was half price for PlayStation Plus, and that was Far Cry 3. So I decided, it's only somewhere between $5 and $7. Can't really remember at this point, but it was somewhere between those lines. So I decided, fuck it, let me buy it. If I don't like it, it's not a big deal, because it's not like I wasted a whole lot of money. So I bought Far Cry 3 just to try it out, since it was the first Far Cry game I ever played. And besides me not liking the protagonist because it was unrealistic, I liked the game. And now that I go back to it, I kind of still like it. But pretty interesting point that Game Sins made. He made a video about Far Cry 3 and everything wrong with it. And what Game Sins said, if that's his name, because there's a lot of sins, so I can't even remember them like straight up. But if you can find his video Far Cry 3, he said something like, Jason's brother, I can remember his name better now because I'm starting to play the game, so I can remember his name. Jason Brody, he's the kid that's from college or whatever, and his brother is the one with the military background. His brother gets killed at the beginning of the game. Shouldn't be a fucking spoiler because this game's been out for decades, but he's been killed at the beginning of the game, and Jason's the only one alive. Jason escapes. He stabs someone in the neck with a knife after they try to stab him, and all that shit. Now he's a Rambo. And Game Sins had a point. He basically had no training, no gun, because at the beginning of the game, I don't know the fucking dude's name. Some black dude that rescues you, and he teaches you how to shoot a gun and how to hunt for the... Because you need to learn it in order to have these things called instincts or skill points. I don't exactly know what they're called, but they're like these tattoos you can get on your arms. I don't think that happens in Far Cry 4 because you're wearing a jacket, but in Far Cry 3 you get these tribal tattoo types of things. Again, I can't remember it to save my own fucking life if I had a gun pointed at my head, but beyond the point. You get what I'm saying. Tattoos, they give you more abilities. And at the moment, I'm trying to get the ability to have more health bars, because you get fucking shredded in this game really quickly. You would not believe how much you die so quick in Far Cry 3 if you only have like 2 or 3 health bars. You get shot, and then you're like on half a 1 bar, and you're like, what the hell? This is some GTA Online type of shit. You get hit with 2 or 3 bullets, and you're almost done. So I'm trying to get at least 3 more health bars. I don't know how many health bars are in this game. I think on Far Cry 4 I do pretty good with 4, so maybe I'll stick with that, because I don't even know how to get more skill points on Far Cry 4 to basically get another health bar. I think it's because I cheated. Yes, I cheated. I'm not for cheaters when it comes to multiplayer games, but if it's like single player, who gives a fuck? The NPC won't care if you have like $9,009,100 or whatever. I don't even know how much money I got, because it has like a bunch of numbers on Far Cry 4, and then when I try to spend it, it goes back to the default number. So Yeah, I have infinite money and I can't get skill points even though they're not related. For some reason, I think it's because I troggled, whatever the fuck the word's called, skill points, and when I did that, it set it to where it's glitch. I don't know, you'll see my videos on Far Cry when I never fucking make a lot of skill points to get the 5th health bar. But anyways, like I was saying, the health bar is something you mainly want to work on when you play Far Cry, because when enemies start attacking you, they come from different directions and they can get annoying as hell. So if you get hit a lot and you're on a one-hit kill, if you don't have a syringe, you're pretty much fucked. And that's another thing I want to quickly talk about in this game that really fucking sucks and makes me appreciate Far Cry 4 much better. I'm not saying this game is bad. Like I said, it's beautiful on PC. It's definitely something you must get if you have a medium to high-end PC, because the graphics are beautiful. And one of the things that make me want to go back to Far Cry 4 is the syringes. In Far Cry 4, you can skip the animation, so you just walk up to anything and you just pick it and it gets added to your inventory, and you have auto craft syringe. So any syringe you craft, you basically have it already put like a health bar. Like, you'll notice when I pick the green leaves in Far Cry 4, health bar will automatically go up. Not the health bar, but you know, the little X on the bottom of the screen, that little thing will go up. But when it comes down to Far Cry 3, it's different. You gotta fucking pause the game, go into the menu, and then you gotta craft that shit. Then you gotta hit use, and you gotta do that for all of them. Not only that, but it doesn't give you a menu where you could just pull up the fucking syringe. You see, I like Far Cry 4 because you hold down tab and all the syringes will show up and you just hit one syringe, the one you need at the moment, and then it automatically makes it to where what's his fucking name, the one from Far Cry 4. See, you gotta remember all of them and then you get confused. Aj, that's his name. Aj, he basically stabs it in his arm. And one thing I don't like about Far Cry 3, which makes sense, but it makes it less useful for me, is the hunting syringe. Because you turn on the hunting syringe in Far Cry 4, basically what happens is the enemies and the animals are highlighted, and the animals are highlighted from very far range in Far Cry 4. So I feel that they improved on that. Far Cry 3, no humans get highlighted, no one. So you're trying to take out a base and you put in the hunting syringe, it doesn't do jack shit but highlight the animals at close quarters and all that shit, and that's not really my thing. So when it comes down to syringes, Far Cry 4 does it much better, because you just don't have to go into the menus and mess with all that stuff, and you hold down tab and all the syringes are there. If you want a fireproof syringe, I don't know if that's in the game, but I noticed it's in Far Cry 3. If you want a hunting syringe, it's on the right. You want, and I'm just pulling examples out of my ass, so don't say I'm right or wrong, because I'm just giving examples. If you want the health syringe, it's on top. You know, just select whatever one you want with the mouse, and it gives it to you right away. So again, I really hope that's in Far Cry 5, because I don't want to go into a bunch of menus and be selecting stuff when I could just have it like Far Cry 4 to where it does it for me. I know it sounds lazy, but when you're in a fucking life and death situation where everybody's teaming up on you and you have nowhere to hide because they're coming from all corners, yeah, auto crafting syringes do help a lot. But anyways, let's talk about some other things about Far Cry 3 that I'm starting to notice. Well, for starters, we have sharks in this game, and I remember the sharks, but it's just nice to have something like those back, and nice to have them to where you can actually fight back, unlike other games where you get killed instantly from a cutscene and you don't even get a chance to fight back. Yeah, I'm talking about GTA 5, where you can't even explore, because as soon as something sees you, it shows a cutscene of you getting mauled to death, and that's it. But in Far Cry, you actually just get bitten on your hand and then you swing it off. Damn. This kid is better than fucking Rambo. I don't even think Rambo could swing a shark off his fucking arm. But anyways, there's other animals in the game that I almost forgot about, like the Komodo dragon. They're not too deadly. I mean, I have been killed by them once because I was in the middle of shooting something. And it's strange. In Far Cry 3, if you're skinning something, an animal can attack you and kill you while you're in the middle of the skinning animation. There is no way to cancel it, so you better hope you kill your enemy before it actually attacks you when you start skinning it, because once it attacks you and you're knifing the fucking animal that you're trying to get the hides from, too late. You're gonna die that way, because you cannot cancel the animation and the animal's still gonna be attacking you, so you're fucked. I don't know how they handle it. I think in Far Cry 4, when you walk up to something, you don't skin it because you can skip the animation. So I think that's what saves you. I never had a moment in Far Cry 4 where an animal can attack me while I'm skinning it. So I don't know how I actually counter it, but I know that some things in Far Cry 4 work better than Far Cry 3. And playing this game gives me a big wake-up call because it makes me realize that it's not a copy and pasted game like everybody else says it to be. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, Far Cry 3, probably to Far Cry 5, I don't know because they could change it at any minute, but as far as I see from the footage right now, yes, the way you walk, the way you heal, the way you hold a gun, the way the markers look when you have the crosshairs and stuff, all of it looks a little bit the same. But it was never broken to begin with, so if it works fine, why change it? That'd be like if Tekken went from Tekken's gameplay all the way to Street Fighter or something because it's more popular. If Tekken 7 changed to Street Fighter's format, it'd be a different fucking game, and people would be mad because it's not from the identity it came from. So, and I know people are going to be a smartass and say that, well, the identity of Far Cry, you had to kill these alien mutant things. You didn't kill people on islands and all that stuff. Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is it works great from 3 to up to where it started. And yeah, I know there's Blood Dragon and Primal, but I haven't finished Blood Dragon yet, and Primal's too annoying because you have to do a bunch of side quests to do missions. So I haven't beaten any of those. I'm not going to talk about them in this one. But like I said, when it comes down to it, it's not broken, so I don't really have a problem with them putting Far Cry 3.5, what people say, into Far Cry 5, because it always worked in Far Cry 3, 4, and it can work in this game as well. I don't really know what they want to change. Like I said, all the animations and the menus are completely annoying in Far Cry 3 and they get in the way of stuff. So if they added extra animations and made it more realistic, it would just become really annoying. I mean, look at GTA 5 where you can't take but 5 shots even in single player to your torso and you go down almost instantly. You got to be in cover most of the time instead of just running out and shooting. In Far Cry, well, most of the Far Cry games, I like to run around and go Rambo and shoot everything without worrying about dying instantly. It's not saying that there ain't no consequences because I still play on normal mode, but you just don't die instantly, so that's what I like about it. And making it more realistic or making it have a bunch of animations will kind of ruin the game. But I guess if there's a few final things I had to talk about, one of them would be unlocking all the weapons. Now, in Far Cry 4, you can unlock the weapons, but you don't have to do a lot of things to unlock everything. I unlocked the bow. The bow should have been able to be bought in the first place, but I had to unlock it. And this is in Far Cry 3. And when I unlocked the bow, I was expecting to be able to buy fire arrows. No, it says I had to go and do some quest to unlock fire arrows. Holy shit. Those were like one of my favorite things to use because, well, let's face it, they take down the armor dudes really quick. So now I'm stuck with a useless bow that's only meant for, grunts that have no armor. And I won't be able to defend myself against tigers or heavy military dude. Well, I could just by chugging a grenade at them, but that's cheap. I want to feel like we both stand a chance against each other. If I only use a pistol, I'm not going to stand a chance, which at this point I don't have a pistol, but before then, when I unlocked the bow, I didn't have anything, so that's what I mean. Because if you think about it, using a fire arrow combined with a few pistol shots would be a good tactic for a newbie to take down well-armored dudes and other animals. But it doesn't give you that option from the get-go because you got to do work to unlock it. So it makes it plain more agitating compared to Far Cry 4, where I think at least you unlock it right away. And even in Far Cry 4, they give you a mission to get a bow, so you don't have to go through all that work just to get a bow. And then when it comes down to missions, they're not that interesting. The boss fights, well, you get drugged out in the best ones, and you wake up from the drug out, and they're dead. You don't even get to really fight them. And then at the end, you have two choices. Sacrifice the girl to have sex with a sexy African woman, I assume, or save the girl female friend that you've had for who knows how long and stay loyal to her. And the guy that rescues you at the beginning, he ends up getting mad, tries to kill you, and then the female, Citra, I think her name is, she ends up jumping in front of you to protect you from the knife that, I guess, oh, I know his name now, his name is Dennis. So Dennis is the one who fucking lunges at you, and she protects you from him. He ends up stabbing her, and she ends up dying. And then his anger magically goes away and becomes sad, and instead of him trying to kill you, fuck that, he decides to cry. I know that doesn't make sense, but you have to watch YouTube videos to understand what I mean. And so, those are the endings. And if you do choose to kill your friend and have sex with Citrus, then what ends up happening is she kills you. So it's basically a praying mantis thing, and you don't win anyways. To me, the characters were boring, and personally, if I didn't want to see Citrus die, I'd choose the other ending. Just pretty much have sex with her, but I kind of like seeing her die because it's funny how Dennis reacts, and I'll choose that ending forever. But besides that, I don't even care about the girl. I don't know her, she's not attractive, and sometimes the people you're supposed to rescue are just plain annoying. The only one who does get you out of a mess is Oliver, because he flies a helicopter that you can't fly for some reason, even though you learned all these other things. No, seriously. You never killed a man or animal in your entire life. And then when you're stranded on the city, you learn how to fucking become a Rambo, take down multiple armies, and somehow you can't learn how to fly a fucking helicopter? Whatever. Anyways, Oliver ends up flying them out of the situation while Jason ends up gunning them, and when they do get out of the situation, I don't remember the ending too well because, like I said, the story wasn't that interesting, so I guess they escape and have a happy ending and stuff like that. To be honest, I didn't really like the story, but that doesn't break the game. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, the story can suck, but most of the time I'll find myself at the end of the game just shooting things. So the story doesn't really bother me that well because after it's all and done, I'm just going to be playing the game to kill anything I see, so it doesn't matter to me. Anyways, that's about it. I'm done with the video. If anyone asks, is it worth buying, I'll tell you this. Do you like running around shooting things that move? You like being trapped on an island and collecting things to make better weapon holsters and being able to hold more ammo? Do you like to go stealth or go Rambo into a base and take out a whole army by yourself? Well, if you do like to do all that stuff, then this game is worth it.